Sweet. Welcome to tonight's team call. End of September. Next week will be October. So keep freaking pushing this next 5 days and get your people signed up. We have Rynn Mosley tonight, and Jess is going to take it away to introduce her. She's basically going to talk about how, like, you can fall out of coaching or get off track with coaching and come back stronger. And you could even, take this into account, like if you fall off, not just with coaching, but life, how you can come back stronger from a situation. So take it away.
All right, we've got Rynn. She's currently a diamond coach. She is really close to sponsoring 2 diamonds under her, which means she'll be hitting 2 stars soon. Since January, she has hit SC10, and January was her comeback month. So she was diamond previously and then let life get in the way, and now she's back at diamond. She started at 11,000 ranked this year, and now she's up to about 800. Is that correct, Rynn? And yeah, so she's what Bailey was just saying. She's going to be talking about how life can get in the way sometimes and kind of use that to just come back stronger. Go ahead, Rynn, you're up.
Thank you so much for that welcome. So just so you guys know me, before I get going, I'm crazy. Like I have 5 kids. If you didn't know that, that makes me crazy as it is. But I drank Energize before this, so I'm a little extra crazy. And then I have a beer here. That's me. That's my personality. Hi. I have another call after this too, so I'm like, I need Energize again. But like she said, this call is pretty much like your mindset means so freaking much, because I've gone through a lot, and what I want to do is kind of start with telling you guys my story, because my story it has so much to play into my mindset and what has happened in my life, and I'm just going to kick it from there. So my oldest kid is like 11. She's going to be 12 this year, and that's crazy for me to think of. But before that, like, I was 96 pounds soaking wet. Like, I didn't need fitness or anything. I ate cheeseburgers every day. And so I got pregnant with her and, like, barely gained any weight, left the hospital in my regular clothes. The nurses hated me, all that stuff. But I did notice that I couldn't eat like what I normally could. And so I started trying to be health conscious. And for me, that was, I'm going to eat like lettuce and starve myself and try to do like all these workouts at the gym. So I was like going to, I had this gym membership, and I was going, but I worked like 60 or 70 hours a week as an office manager at a doctor's office. So I would wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning to get my kid ready to take her to my mom, who would take her to daycare because daycare wasn't open that early. I would open up our office before the sun rose. I would leave the office after the sun would set, still had work to take home with me. I'd go pick up my kid from my mom, who had to pick her up from daycare because they were closed, pick her up, go to like McDonald's or whatever, drive through, right? Terrible stuff. And then take her to the gym daycare and then go home and bathe her and put her to bed. And that was freaking miserable. So obviously I quit. I didn't want to do that. So I was like, I'm just going to eat lettuce and starve myself and go on for the rest of my life. I'm great. Didn't happen. I found my friend who was doing P90X, and I was like, girl, burn me a copy of that. Don't tell anybody, like that's illegal as crap. Please don't do it. So she burned me a copy of her DVDs, right? I didn't make it past day 1. Kudos to all of you who have ever done P90X, because I could not do a push-up at that time. Pull-ups were not my jam. It was terrible. I couldn't stand Tony Horton. Like, I couldn't stand him. Love him now. Disclaimer. Couldn't stand him then, though. Never made it past day 1, literally. So I just the whole time after her, I did this flip-flop. My second kid I had 6 years later, and I was on bed rest with her. Super, super, super unhealthy. High blood pressure. Couldn't be taken down with medication. I was gaining a ton of weight. I was put on bed rest at 20 weeks. And most people don't develop pregnancy-induced hypertension until later on in their pregnancy, but I was already on the verge of having preeclampsia. So bed rest, that whole 9 yards, all I could do was lay there and eat and gain all the weight. So I had her, and then I was like, holy crap, I got to do something. So I was breastfeeding her one night and saw the infomercial for Insanity. And I was like, I can do this. Like, all those people are doing it. I don't see a bunch of pull-ups or push-ups. I got this. So I ordered it. Like, the memories just came up on my Facebook a few days ago from where it was like, day 1 Insanity, woo woo. And all my friends commented, I didn't have very many friends. I had like 200. But like my friends were commenting, that mess is hard. Good luck. Like you're going to fail. I was like, gee, thanks. After day 3, you quit seeing the posts on my wall because I didn't make it past day 3. Still trying to eat like lettuce and crap. And I was like, why is my supply dropping? Like, so I quit. I just quit and ate crap. And then my third baby came super close after. And this is when I had like this wake up call. And I was like, holy crap, something's got to change. Again, high blood pressure with my pregnancy, put on medication, gained 70 pounds. I had never been that big in my entire life. I wouldn't go near my husband. I definitely wouldn't let him look at me after I got out of the shower. Like I was miserable. And I was like, something has to change. Today, actually, 5 years ago, after I had my third child, today it came up on my stories. Today's the anniversary. I posted on Facebook saying, okay, moms, like, how do you little fit cute mamas do what you do when you have all these kids? Like, what do you do? And I got, like 20 comments. And one person said, you need to go follow this girl. Jatana Jackson is my upline, and that's who they were like, you need to go follow Jatana Jackson. So I was like, okay, let me go follow her. So I jump in her like 30-day free challenge because hello, third kid. The last 2 were back to back. I was super broke, out of work, on bed rest. I couldn't buy anything. So I joined her free challenge. And I was the worst challenger you've ever met. I never commented on anything. She would message me. I would not respond. Like I was the worst. I didn't participate in the post, but I was doing her challenge and I was like hooked. And I sent her a message and I was like, okay, like what do I need to do to get in your real group? Because this is like your fake group. Like I want your real group. And she like sent me all the details and I looked at it and I was like, no girl, I can't afford this. My husband at the time left when my third child was 4 weeks old to go train with the Army because we thought that would help us. Like we couldn't even pay our utility bill that month. We were so in debt, we couldn't do anything. So he decided the best thing to do was going to be to sign up for the Army, and he left. Baby was 4 weeks old. I went back to work full time as this office manager, not making nearly as much as I should have. But I had to, like we had to make ends meet. But I watched her stay consistent and she kept posting on her page and I was like, I know that I need this. So I started selling my stuff online. Like I sold clothes and I sold purses. I did whatever I had to do to be able to get the money to get in that group. And the day, it was on Halloween, next month it'll be 5 years. So it was on Halloween, she posted about the coaching opportunity. And I was like, what? Like you can coach too? Like I've watched her stay home with her kids and have these abs. And I wanted to do that. Like I did not want to work 70 hours a week when I had a newborn at home. Like I wanted to be at home and I wanted to stop having to miss all of these things. So I was like, okay, girl, I'm in, like I'm doing it all. And like I signed up just like that. And it went from me telling her no, absolutely not, to me signing up. Like she had no clue I was saving up. There was no in between. I signed up as a coach and that was that. But I was also a terrible coach. Like I wouldn't post selfies or do anything like that. It took a lot of growth for me because I was so physically in a place that I wasn't ready for any of that. It took a lot. I started posting after a while. I would post selfies but crop my head out. And then I would post workout videos and all you would see is my feet. Like when these pop up on my on my memories, I'm like, oh my gosh, that was me. I did that. And then like it evolved, and I don't know if you guys follow me now, but I don't care now. Like I'm dancing on my stories. I'm acting a fool. Everyone knows me for like my iMovies and stuff. Like I get my kids involved. It's fun and whatever. But I kind of just like, I skated through and I actually finished my first challenge, the first workout I ever finished in my life. Thank you, Jess. The first workout I ever finished in my life was 21 Day Fix. And I finished that and I lost 14 pounds and 17 inches. And I was like, holy crap. I have to tell everyone I know. Like, I need to tell every woman on the planet. And I was like, what do I do? And my coach was like, you're a coach. Like, you sign those people up under you. And I was like, oh, that's how that works. And she posted something about earning a free beach trip. And I was like, what do I need to do? Like, you tell me what I need to do to go to the beach for free. I'm going to do it. And it was become a diamond coach. So I was like, done. I did it. Like, I was like, I'm doing this. So I did it in just a few weeks time from when it happened. But in that same time period, I had baby number 4. Told you, bunch of kids over here. So when I went to that diamond retreat, I had my my fourth kid. I took my fourth kid with me and my mom, and they stayed at a hotel down the street because I couldn't like leave him. He was like 3 months old. 4 babies. I really wasn't making a ton of, I mean, I was making really good money. I had made like my first $500 a week paycheck, and I was like, holy crap, this could really be something. Insert disclaimer here. So like I got really excited. And when I had like consistent $500 a week paychecks, I quit my full-time job. And I was like, honey, I'm doing this full time. Like this could be something awesome if I had the time to put into it. So I quit. I went to this diamond retreat. I got back from that diamond retreat. My baby was 3 months old. At 4 months old, my husband left me. And I was a single mom. And I always cry when I get to, I'm sorry. I can't help it. It's been a while and I'm over it now, but it's tear jerking for me. 4 months old, my husband left me. I had these 4 kids, and I had quit my job. Like, and I went like so far into my head about how I couldn't do this job, and there's no way that this could, you know, pay for all these kids. And then he started coming at me with, he did a court. Why am I going blank? He tried to take full custody of all of my kids. And I was like, all I've ever done is take care of all these kids my entire life. And he literally had nothing to do with it, but his girlfriend was like, you need these kids. Like, we need these kids. So I went through this huge court battle. I literally lost everything I put into this business. I went back down to coach status. Like I didn't have any active coaches under me. I was a coach. I took 2 full-time jobs. 2. One of them, I decided to go be a bartender because like they make a lot of money. And so my mom would come to my house while I was bartending, making all this money bartending. And then I got, I had a waitressing job too. So I was like waitressing, bartending, and I was picking up any extra money that I could because he was just like, I'm not going to pay you child support this week just because you pissed me off last week. True story. So 4 kids, all on me. I was doing all these jobs, and those jobs were like equaling what I was making at Beachbody on my good weeks. And I was like, what the heck am I doing? But I kept going. And I met my husband now, actually at one of my jobs, and he like helped me click something in my brain. I was determined to never get married again and never let anyone else in. But I let him in because he sparked some like switch inside of me, and it like flipped it on for me. So I woke up one day and I was like, holy crap. I'm literally not sleeping. Like I get home at 3 a.m. I sleep until 5 a.m. and then I get up and handle my kids. Like, why am I doing this when I could do Beachbody and I freaking love it? So January of this year, I was pregnant. I had my 5th baby. We got married, obviously. Had my 5th baby in March of this year. But January of this year, I literally woke up and I looked at my husband, Dustin, and I was like, I don't want to do these jobs anymore. I want Beachbody, and that's what fulfills me. And he was like, freaking finally. He was like, I stalked your page when I saw that you were at your best, and I'm seeing you now, and I know that you can be that again. So he was like, finally. So I literally woke up in January of this year as a coach, and I was like, screw that. Busted my butt. Y'all, busted my butt. And I hit diamond within that month. I hit Success Club 10. I was like, I'm freaking doing it. Yes, that's the best. Like, I cannot say enough good things about my husband. He was downstairs with my baby right now, keeping him happy while I'm on this call. He walked into a family of 4 kids and me. He'd walked in and just like loved us. And I needed that. I never had that before, and I needed that. And that's, I think, what helped also, flip things around for me. But I was just like, I'm freaking done. I'm done being miserable, and I know what this business can do because I've seen it with my coach. Jatina stays at home. She works at home, and then other coaches on my team were just passing me, and I was like, what the heck? So that mindset flipped, and I did that. And the day that it was like 4 weeks almost before I went into labor, I was like, peace out. I didn't bartend, obviously, but I still had my other job. I was like, I'm not waitressing anymore. I'm really freaking pregnant. My income is back to where it needs to be. I'm done. And so I quit, and I haven't been back since. Like she said, I have hit at least Success Club 10 every single month. I am super, super, super close to having 2 diamonds pop. And then I also have 6 others who are hustling hard to hit it by the end of the year. Like we are in like, let's hit elite hustle. And that's crazy for me because I'm going to go from like a diamond to a 5-star diamond. And it's crazy. The mindset shift literally did it all because it took 4 years before and I didn't get to this point. And then this year when I woke up with my mindset different, it literally changed everything. So what I want to share with you guys are a few things that I feel like helped me with that mindset before a freaking awesome husband. Like besides that, hopefully you have that. But besides that, one thing I want to say, when I was doing it before, when I was coaching before, I relied very heavily on what my upline was doing and what other coaches were doing. And I'm not saying don't follow all these coaches and get inspiration. I'm saying I was like a second-rate version of Jatana Jackson. Love her, but I'm not her. So like, keep in mind, you need to be a first-rate version of yourself and not a second-rate version of someone else. Because girlfriend, you are awesome. You're amazing. And there's so many people out there that need what you have. So bring you to the table and don't just be whoever your upline is. You know what I mean? Be you. But I have 3 C's that I'm going to talk about. They're the 3 C's that I think help with mindset. And the first one is commitment. There's a difference in commitment and interest. Interest is like, I'll do it when I feel like it. You say things like, if this, then this, or I'll try that. Like, that's interest. If it's commitment, that's you saying, I am going to do this. And that's a game changer. Like, I literally woke up in January and said, I am going to do this. I can freaking do this. And that was a game changer for me. The second C is clarity. So where are you right now and where do you want to go? The best way to look at that and gauge where you are is to track. Like, I don't know if y'all track. I'm not organized whatsoever. And tracking was never a thing I used to do. And this year I'm really trying. I don't know if y'all do like the gyms test or whatever. I have 0 emerald in my personality, like 0. I'm like the life of the party. Let's have fun. What there's a contest. Let me win that t-shirt that I could go and buy. No big deal. But I'll do whatever I need to do to win it. Like, that's my personality. So tracking is not something I ever used to do, but this year, like, I have a notebook and I have like my whole September is here and printed out. And my husband's like, I don't know who you are, but I really love it. So tracking is super, super, super huge. Like, look at Carl Deichler. If he never tracked his numbers and his things before this business, would we even be here right now? So track to be super successful. Look at your numbers. Look at your 3 to 5 year vision. What is it? Are you going to get there with what you're doing right now? Like, if your vision is to be an elite coach or to be a top 10 coach, are you going to get there doing the same things you're doing right now? Is what you're doing right now, has it leveled you up at all? Or do you need to level up? Think about it. Track your numbers and plan accordingly. But also, are you shooting for enough or are you playing it safe? Playing it safe is going to get you nowhere. If you're on this call, you have big freaking goals, and I know it because being on these calls is very important, and being on live, like, you're taking time out of your life to be here. So you want goals. What are they? Are they enough? Have enough belief in yourself to know that you can do big things. Okay. Don't limit yourself. Limiting beliefs suck. I have 5 freaking kids and I'm doing this full time now. My husband lost his job last month and Beachbody paid for all of our bills. He just started his new job this month, and it was a month and a half of him not having a job, and it was fine and it was handled. And that's freaking crazy to me. That's crazy. So don't limit yourself, guys, because this business can do big things for you, and I need you to believe it too. Okay. I have written down here, no goals equals no growth. Give yourself permission to believe. If you have a goal, you are going to grow. Have a goal. Look at it every day. I have it written on my bathroom mirror in a dry erase marker. I had to steal from my kid because she stole my whiteboard. I just stole it back. She's like, her writing is all over it. She's going to get mad at me when she gets home. But I wrote it on my bathroom mirror. You look at your bathroom mirror every single day. I don't normally curl my hair. Y'all should feel really special. I normally have like a messy bun and do like nothing. So feel special. But when I do look at the bathroom mirror, those goals are there and I see them every single day. I have stuff on my refrigerator. I had stuff on that board before she stole it and it says Madison was here. Those things, like, have it in your face and see it in front of you every day. All right, the last one, the third C, is conviction. You have got to be the best version of yourself. I used to avoid personal development like the plague. Like, I never did it before. And I think that was a huge part of why I spiraled into that depression. And the first month that my kids were gone for an entire summer, I literally laid in my bed and was depressed the entire time. I could have relied heavily on personal development. I could have dove into my team and made this badass team. Sorry, I hope cussing's allowed. I could have made this awesome team. And instead I wallowed in self-pity because I did not take part in personal development. This year I've probably read at least 20 books. And it's another game changer. You got to be the best version of yourself. If you're not, how are you going to help everybody else? You got to be the best you. What makes your heart beat for this business? What is going to pull you out of bed in the morning when you don't want to get up? If you're working a full-time job and you have to wake up at 5 a.m. to get some work in, what is going to pull you out of bed to do that? I didn't have a strong enough why. My why, I thought, was pretty daggum strong. It was, I want to stay home with my kids. That's what I wanted to do before. I met with Keyshawn Graves at my first Diamond Retreat. By the way, I don't know if I said this, at that Diamond Retreat, the Thursday that my very first Diamond Retreat happened, I woke up as an enrolled coach. Like, I lost my diamond at my freaking first Diamond Retreat. How sucky is that? Anyways, but I met with Keyshawn Graves there, and I was like, I don't know what's happening. I'm struggling really hard. I can't keep my diamond. It's falling off. And I'm like literally trying to PayPal my people to get them to buy stuff to keep my diamond. I don't want to have to do that. And she was like, okay, well, what's your why? And I was like, duh, Keyshawn, I want to stay home with my kids. She was like, so are you getting up early and doing, like, what are you doing? And I was like, well, I mean, I guess I could probably do more. She's like, then your why is not good enough. Take yourself a bottle of wine. I was like, wait, I don't like wine. She said, okay, get a 6-pack of beer, lock yourself in your closet, and cry it out with yourself. Ask yourself why. Why are you doing this business? And then when you answer that question, ask yourself why again, at least 4 more times. So why do you want to do this business? Well, I want to stay home with my kids. Why do you want to stay home with your kids? Answer that and ask why again at least 4 more times. And I was like, light bulb. Like, there's deeper reasons for your why, and you need to find the deepest reason for your why to make this business work for you. If you want to be that person that stays at home and makes 6 figures, girl, you can do it. I promise you, you can do it. You need to be that person that has the deepest why and just make it happen. Do whatever you need to do. Like, when you have that, when you have the why that pulls you out of bed in the morning, when you're talking to someone, you are going to be so freaking passionate about this business that you're going to be able to look at them in the eye and be like, this is going to change your life. And they're not going to question it. They're not going to question you. They're going to join you. I literally, like, I have so much passion that I spill out to the people in my messages, DMs, personal, whatever, on whatever platform. I have so much love for this business because of what it's done for me. It's literally saved my life. If I didn't have Beachbody to come back into, like, even though my husband is a freaking rock star and amazing man, if I didn't have this business to come back into, I would probably be on depression medication, high blood pressure medication, all the things. By the way, I've had 5 kids and I have abs. Like, hello. This business has changed more than anything, like financially, physically, everything. I never thought I would be at this place. And I was the most skeptical person watching it. But when you have that emotion, you have that life-changing thing, and you can share it with people, you're going to make it in this business. So if you don't have that, freaking go after it. Put yourself all into whatever program you're doing. Put yourself all into personal development. Put yourself into your team page. Dive in and make yourself have that emotion. Okay? One thing I want you guys to promise me, because for so long, like, I would take notes. I told you I'm not organized. I would take notes. I would have like notebooks on notebooks on notebooks. I would take notes. But I was a freaking info collector. I didn't take action on any of it. None of it. I wrote down everything. I have it all. Don't be an info collector. Be an action taker, okay? Take those 3 C's that I just did and implement them in your life. Take action. That's kind of all I have.
That was awesome. That was like, I'm like all fired up now. I do have a question. When you like came back into it, did you make a comeback post or did you just kind of go from where you left off?
I didn't. I did not at first. At first, I just kind of started posting again. I was very self-conscious about it, about how everyone was going to be like, she failed, and then she came back. Again, personal development was not big yet, and I had just really started it. So I was like, I'm just going to kind of start posting again and see what happens. And the more time that goes by, the more open I am with it. And I've done live videos. I never talked about like my child custody battle. That was very hard for me. And I never talked about it because my ex-husband is, he's fun, but he finds ways to see my posts and then try to discredit me on social media. Now I just don't care. Like, people are going to see the truth. And it took so much personal development and pouring into myself to get to that point. So at first, no, I did not make a comeback post, but I have since, you can go stalk my page if you want. I have since shared that so much, like that I had to get jobs and I fell off the face of the earth and then I came back, and I've never had a business that's this strong before, ever. And I coached, I'm at 5 years next month. And so the whole like first 4.5 years, like I did nothing. I mean, I hit diamond, but it wasn't like a super awesome, strong, amazing diamond. And now it's like, this is crazy. So I do share it. I do share it now, but it took a lot of personal development for me to open myself up.
Was there one book that like stood out to you?
Oh, okay. So Girl Wash Your Face played a big part in my mental whatever. The Miracle Morning helped me get my butt out of bed in the morning. I finished that book in like 2 days. I loved it. The Slight Edge, I only started reading so I could tell my coaches they should read it, and it actually really helped me. But I have to say, Rachel Hollis, like listening to her podcast, it really did numbers for me. And then me and my husband also listened to they have a couple one. We listened to that one, and then we share stuff back and forth. So I love her. She helped me. You got to find your person and hold on tight and listen.
I have a question. What would your biggest piece of advice be for someone on here that's maybe like they want to take a step back from coaching just because they're like overwhelmed, or you get the point? Like, what would be your biggest piece of advice for them to like dive deep and not take a step back? Like, how would taking a step back help them?
Right. Okay. So I can tell you 100% taking a step back sucks. Don't ever do it, because that was my first intention, was I'm just going to take a little break. And that break turned into a shit show. I'm sorry. It was terrible. That was not a break. That was the worst downhill roller coaster ride I've ever taken in my life. I would say, as an entrepreneur, like this is going to be, you're going to have a day where you're like, I'm freaking rocking it. Like, this is the best day of my life. Like, I have all these people that want to join me. This is the best. And then the next day you're like, holy crap, I'm the worst coach on the planet. No one wants to join me. I need to go in a hole and cry. Literally, I have those days all the time. And you have to learn how to work through and get out of your head in those days, because when you push through those days, when you push through the hard, y'all have 5 freaking kids. Okay. One of them is 6 months old. Life is stupid. I don't ever sleep. I've got 5 kids. I don't ever sleep. You have to push through those freaking hard days. And once you push through those days, you're going to get to something so beautiful. Like, you don't even know. Your life can be amazing if you find the strength to push through those days where you want to quit. Entrepreneurs have that. It's a roller coaster, but I plan to only be on the upside from now on. Like, no matter what comes at me, I'm freaking deflecting it. Like, I'm getting through it, and you guys can do it too. Don't take a step back. Literally, shit show.
I did not know you had kids. And yes, taking a break from coaching because of personal problems especially equals shit show. So do not fucking do it.
and based off of like building off of that, you want to, if your life is like a shit show, just know that other people's lives are shit shows too. So reach out to those people. Like, turn your mess into your message. You don't have to be perfect. Like, I literally have been doing this for 5 years, and I signed up the most people when my life was the most out of control, when I needed to lose 30 pounds, when I could barely do a push-up, when I didn't think I was the version of what a coach was in my mind. Now I'm, running and leading programs, and people are like, oh, I can't do that. That's like too hard. So like, you can turn your mess into your message. And that's the biggest piece of advice. Like, if your life is a big pile of crap, like, use that to your advantage and rock this, because it's a gift.
Seriously, I look back now and I'm like, why didn't I share my divorce stuff? Because now, like, y'all, my entire team are people just like me. And that's the coolest thing ever, because I'm so true to myself and I'm so real and I share so much. I have all these women who are like divorced and or remarried, or they've had all these issues, and I'm like, holy crap, I can bring her here to where I am now. And that's the coolest thing ever. Like, if I had been in a better mindset then to do it, and it's freaking excuses, all of it. I should have just stuck with it then, and who knows where I'd be right now. Like, who knows where I'd be right now. So share your stuff. I share so much now, and I have all these people who are freaking amazing, and they're just like me, and my team is like the coolest environment. I freaking love my team. We're all going to the beach when we hit elite.
Does anyone else have any questions for Rynn? We don't have to be shy.
Don't be shy here.
Yes. Oh, I was going to say, you are better than a quitter. You are not a quitter. Nobody on here is a quitter. So don't be a quitter.
What would you say for a coach that, I know I have some coaches on my team that have come to me this week, and they said, gosh, I'm putting so much time in, and I just don't, like, they're hitting goals, they're hitting Success Club, but they're like, I just don't see my business moving forward. Is this really worth it? Or, maybe this isn't for me. Like, how did you get through that? And like, what kind of happened? Like, you kind of felt like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you put in time and you didn't really feel like you were moving forward. What kind of advice would you give for that coach that might want to throw in the towel?
Okay, so what I want to say here, and you've heard it a million times, and I hate hearing it, but consistency is really freaking key. And sorry, there's like someone in my driveway, and I don't know who's here. But consistency is really freaking key with this business, and you're going to have several months where you feel like you are busting your ass and getting nothing for it. Like, okay, you're getting Success Club, you're getting all these, like, cool, you're getting shout outs and whatever, but like, where's the success here? Where's the money? You are going to wake up one day and be like, holy crap, all of that was really freaking worth it, because you built this whole beautiful thing. And like, all the hard work that you put in is literally, like, you're literally going to wake up one day and be like, holy crap, I'm really glad I stuck with that, because that was really worth it. It's hard, y'all. This, like, running your own business, owning your own business, it's hard. It's not easy, especially when you have life to do. But when you stick with it and you keep going, I can tell you, the moment that you get to that point that you're like, I'm never going to hit success. Like, I've been doing this for so long and I haven't got anything. The moment you get to that point, when you get past that is where the success really freaking is. Because I've had that moment. We've all had that moment. All the people who are reaching the goals that they want to reach, I've had that moment so much. Even this year, with my mindset being great, I was like, why am I doing this? Like, why am I doing this? When you hit that and you pass it, that's where success is. Hands down, that's where success is.
Thank you.
Anyone else? No?
I love all the kids on the video.
If nobody else has any other questions, then you're free to go. Thank you for hopping on. Thank you, Rynn.
Take a picture really quick.
Yeah, if someone wants to take a picture.
So just to FYI, like, the community thing was something I was seriously lacking as a mom with my husband gone, and seeing my coach post about her stuff, like community-wise, team calls and whatever, that I needed that. So like, I always tell my team, like, because they're all a bunch of mamas and they are lonely, so I'm like, show your community. But that's just a tidbit for me. So I'm taking a picture. Thank you guys so much for having me on. That was fun.
Bye, guys. Have a good night.